Hey guys, I want to talk to you about a skill that we were unable to do for a lot of time during PE. We did this some early in the year, and this was paddles and rackets. When we work with paddles, we usually work with small lollipop paddles, the ones that are closer in, the small ones, and we use balloons. We did this earlier in the school year, as many of you remember. But we also were going to continue that later with a longer handle. So we started with a smaller handle, and then we were going to continue it with a longer handle. So a longer handle would be similar to a badminton racket, or a tennis racket, or a golf club, or a hockey stick. Many different things with a long handle. That was our plan for some of the time when we were at home. So my point is, I want to cover this with you briefly. If you don't have a racket, obviously many of you do not, and that's totally understandable. I'm surprised I have that one, and that's a really, really bad one. But my point, I say bad one, but it's a weak one. It's really a cheap one that causes me not to have much control with it. So, but my point is, without a racket, hand, paper. This was junk mail, actually. So what better way to recycle junk mail than to make a ball out of it, right? So make a ball really tight. It needs to be pretty tight, probably. It needs to help. It needs to be tight. It helps keep the weight solid, keeps the weight condensed, and be able to travel. So all I'm going to do is make a flat hand. And when we use rackets or paddles, we always want it to be simply an extension of the arm or the hand. So if I had this in my hand, this should not be looking all awkward and being swung all over. It should be more of a extension of the hand, or extension meaning part of it. Like it's almost like as if it were part of my arm or part of my hand. So when we hold a racket or a paddle, we want to do that. And a lot of that has to do with our footwork. So we want to be able to adjust our body, adjust our weight, and be able to do that. So very important. That's a lot of things to think about. But I'm going to put this down. I'm going to go back to the ball, to the paper ball, and my hand. If I keep my hand in close and tight, I'm able to do successfully 4 or 5. Okay. If I have my elbow out way out here, okay, but that was not fake, that was real. Okay, so out here, 2, so 3. So elbows out are going to cause it to be all over. Okay, bring everything in, everything in. Okay, much better. Okay, watch again. Elbows out. Okay, I'm gonna try again. Elbows out. Okay, everything in close. Okay, need a little practice on that one, but okay. So when we use a racket, paddle, anything that we use, so important to make it an extension of our arm. Okay, so for example, even right now with this one, bring it in closer. This is just a ball, a paper ball being used here. Okay, now if I extend out, and I'm going to do the same thing. That was real. That really was. Okay, far out. Try this. You can even try this at home. You're going to find out that when you bring everything in close, you have more control, more body control. That goes with many things in PE. Keep everything in tight, keep everything in close, and then once again, paddles and rackets are just simply an extension of the body, an extension of the limb that's holding it. I'm right-handed, I'm holding it in the right hand. If I was even switching backhand, still an extension of the same arm, but if I switch hands, I need it to be fluid and smooth, just like it's an extension of the hand or the arm. Same thing. Okay, cool. You guys have fun with this and practice, and you'll see, you'll totally get it. Paper ball, perfect way to try it with the hand. Keep it close to you. You're going to be successful. Have fun.